Good morning and welcome to the funeral services of Rulon Smoot. I am Bishop Funk, and I have been asked to conduct this meeting. Presiding is President Ferry, our state president. Prior to this service, a family prayer was offered by Roger Greener, and special thanks for the Pray Good and Postlude music to Marla Anderson and our chorister Annette Shepard. We'll continue this meeting by singing a congregational hymn, number 134, I Believe in Christ, after which Shauna Snow will give the invocation.
I each and every one of us. We're grateful for his example and for the guidance that he's given us throughout our lives. We're so grateful for him being part of our everyday life and being able to touch each one of us individually. We're grateful for the opportunity to have the gospel in our lives and to know the plan of salvation, and that we'll be able to return with thee and with Dad and with Mom once again. We're grateful again for all that we have, and please bless us this day that we'll keep the Spirit with us. And I say this in the name of my Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
We'll continue the meeting with a live sketch given by Tammy Greener and Kay Hamlin, after which we'll have speakers of Brad Smoot, Kyle Smoot, followed by a special musical number by Rulon's grandchildren, If the Savior Stood Beside Me.
Rulon Grant Smoot, 82, our loving father, grandfather, and great-grandfather, passed away peacefully at his home in River City, Utah, surrounded by his family on Friday, January 6, 2017. Alma Vivian and Martha Millard Smoot welcomed Rulon into this world on Valentine's Day, February 14, 1934. He was born in Korean, Utah. He grew up in Box Elder County and graduated from Box Elder High School. Neil Norman told Dad, right before he passed, we lived in the best times with the best people in the best place. He worked with his brothers on the farm, on the family farm, A.B. Smoot and Sons, where he naturally excelled with common sense in farming and an eye for detail in cattle judging. As a young man, Dad not only went to nationals, but he won the National Dairy Cattle Judging competition. Dad loved working with his best friends and his brothers. It was common to see Bob, Rulon, and Bill together in the cab of the truck as they drove down on 5. The last few years of Dad's career were dedicated to working on the Korean welfare farm. He continued to use common sense and improve the farm management. He enjoyed working for the church, which provided a good retirement for he and Mom. Their retirement allowed them to serve a full-time couple's mission together. This call to serve then qualified Mom as a chosen spirit. He often told her she was a chosen spirit, but the call was proof that he was right.
At age 20, he served a 2-year mission in Hawaii, Honolulu, for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Dad served in his last area with his brother Bill, serving as his junior companion. The family had many nights of viewing slides where the brothers showed slides of the same people, same places. Each brother considered his slides to be the best. Never made it through. After returning from his mission, he married his high school sweetheart and love of his life, Donna Lorraine Morgan Smoot, in the Logan Temple on May 11, 1956. Rulon was always a man of service in his community and held many leadership positions in his church organization. He served as president on the Box Elder County Farm Bureau Federation and was on the Utah State Farm Bureau Board of Directors. In 1982, he earned the Utah's Farm Leader of the Year Award, and later in 2004, both Donna and Rulon earned the highest award given by the Farm Bureau, Distinguished Service Award. In 2002, Donna and Rulon were excited to be called to serve as senior missionaries in the Hawaii Honolulu mission. Rulon had a heart full of kindness, love, and compassion for all who walked into his life. He was always selfless, humble, righteous, and an amazing example for all to follow. His wisdom and the many captivating life stories will never be forgotten and will always be treasured. Rulon is survived by his children, 3 sons and 2 daughters, Tammy and Roger Greener, Cedar City, Craig and Linda Smoot, Centerville, Kay and Dave Hamlin, Fruitland, New Mexico, Kyle and Shauna Smoot, Perry, Brad and Heidi Smoot, North Ogden, 21 grandchildren and 24 great-grandchildren. His siblings, Aline Thompson, Bill Smoot, Kathy Young, Dave Smoot and Dick Smoot. He was preceded in death by his parents, wife, brother Bob Smoot, and sisters Martha Jean Bunting, Joanne Nelson, and Edna Hardy. The family wishes to extend gratitude and thanks for care given by Alpine Home Care and Encompass Hospice.
Dad had a Christ-like love for everyone, but he especially loved Mom. She was so special to him, and he always wanted to please her. So I don't know how many of you remember when flocking Christmas trees was all the rage. Mom just had to have a flocked Christmas tree. So Dad would clear the garage out, he would start flocking the tree, he'd have Mom come out and check it, it would be perfect, then they'd drag it through the door and all the flocking would come off, and it would make Mom so upset. And so one year Dad got the brilliant idea to flock it in the house. So he put plastic up on the walls and on the floor. And I don't know if you remember them, they had water and you'd spray them and then you'd shake this bag of stuff. And Dad was flocking away this tree. There was flocking flying everywhere. But when he was done, there was a perfect flocked tree. And Mom was happy, except for when we had to keep cleaning up the flocking that was everywhere in the house for months. But Dad truly loved my Mom. And he's an example of how you should love each other.
The reading part was easy. My memory of Dad. So many examples. But when I was in high school, there was a party that I wanted to go to. All of my friends were going to it. Well, friends that I had made in high school. And I told Mom about this party, and I wanted to go to it. And she was kind of quiet. And of course, when Dad got home, she told him about it. And so he came down and he talked to me and asked me, did I really need to go to this party? And I said, yes, Dad, all my friends are going to be there. I need to go. And he said, I don't have a very good feeling about it. And I said, that's because you're old. You don't have, you're not young anymore. And he said, okay, Kay, I want you to pray about this party. It wasn't until the following Friday. And he said, I want you to pray. And if you can, on Friday, if you can come to me and you can tell me that you honestly feel good about this party, I won't get in your way. And I said, okay. So every morning he'd say, Kay, did you pray? And I said, yes, Dad, I prayed. Well, how do you feel? I don't know yet. So, of course, I had already made up my mind that I was going to this party. And so Friday morning came, and once again, he came to me and he said, Kay, did you get your answer? And I said, well, yeah, of course, I can go. I feel good about it, and I can go. And he said, okay. And he was a farmer, and usually he didn't come home till 7 or 8 or 9 at night. But he was home that evening when I was getting ready to go to my party, and I was getting ready, and I was so excited. And when I came downstairs, he was standing by the door. My ride was there, and he said, I just want to check. How do you feel? And I said, I still feel good about it, Dad. He said, okay. So I ran out the door, and I went to get in the car, and I just had this feeling, do not get in that car. And I looked at my friends, and I smiled at them, and I said, see you later. And I went back in the house, and Dad was still standing at the door, and he looked at me, and I said, dang it, Dad, you and your praying. And I walked up to my room, and he came up, and we had a long talk about it, but everything I did was, Kay, did you pray about it? And I'm thankful for him. An example that he was in my life.
When Dad and Mom went on a different mission, and they got called to Hawaii, I was shocked. Because Mom just kept saying, we're going to Hawaii, and I just kept thinking, oh, she's going to be so disappointed. I could not believe it. And we used to tease them that they went on a vacation, not a mission, because where they lived was amazingly beautiful. They lived on the bishop owned a plantation, and they lived up in a little house at the side, and up some stairs, and in this cute little house. And every night, or every week, almost every week, the bishop on for family night to show movies because Mom loves movies. And they couldn't be here today, the bishop and his, but they wanted, she wrote a poem, and I want to read it to you. Elder and Sister Smoot. He takes her hand, descends the stairs, 18 months where palm trees sway. Off to work to save some souls and seek out those who stray. Paradise, the word so fits, the jasmine sweet the breeze, the ocean blue palmerias, and all those banyan trees. For love of God their service shows, excuses could have risen, but all we're going was their cry. The mission was their vision, daily serving sweet and true, to each other many more. Farmers' fingers, curling hair, true love to the very core. Movie night, those struggling steps, with smiles and twinkling eyes, the gravelly voice masking tender heart, they touch such countless lives. He takes her hand, ascends the stairs, eternity where palm trees sway. Free from pain, their love endures, his path has marked the way. We love you forever till we meet again, Dorothy and Tom Hurst. We say this in the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Wow, that's kind of tough to follow there. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here today. I know that a lot of you have traveled from far and near both to pay your love and respect to Dad. Greatness is defined in many definitions. Distinguished, high standing, respect, a state of superiority affecting a person or a people. In my opinion, I think Stephen Covey states it best, and I quote, "Most people define greatness through wealth and popularity and position. But what I call everyday greatness comes from character and contribution." End quote. This was Dad's greatness. As a young man, the principles of patience, hard work, kindness to everyone are what made him great. Not only in my eyes, but in the eyes of all those who knew him. Given Dad's patience at times came in the grinding of his teeth. Generally, it was after Kyle and I just broke a mother's kitchen table in half. Or the many times he would catch us shooting out windows with pellet guns, breaking lights in the astonishing barn. And many times his patience was tested to the very end. In those times, though, and in many others, when we had pushed him to his limits, it was his love and mercy that shone through. The spirit of his greatness was always around us as children. As a young man, I would watch as Dad would set aside his own chores and his own labors to help out a neighbor. I remember as a young man going over to the Normans and to work on joint ventures, even though he set aside his own needs and wants to help a friend or a neighbor. And then many times the Harpers had came to Dad's rescue when I lit the house on fire, when his truck started on fire. All those many times that they were there to save us. It's these times that Dad showed us his greatness. It was in the giving back, and in return, he was blessed tenfold from there. The teachings from him were always around us as children. In everything we did, and in every day of our lives, many times I would hear the words, "The ox is in the mire." That statement would usually come when I was complaining about have to wash the calf barn down, or unthaw frozen water in a trough, or the many other chores that I thought were beneath me at that time. I remember even when talking with Matt today, it just brought back memories of, hey boys, everyone would scatter, so they didn't have to feed the calves or do those type of things. Those are the memories and the teachings he brought to us. The labor of hard work, patience, and And those type of things we will always remember and love with Dad. Robert Kennedy once said, and I quote, "The greatest truth must be recognition that in every man, in every child, is a potential for greatness." End quote. Dad saw this in us, in all young men. His greatest gift was to us in making boys into men. And for that, I will always be grateful. Dad was a true definition, in my opinion, of greatness, not in the form of the mini church or Farm Bureau awards or the FFA awards or the many other things that he was recognized with. But his greatness came in the form of making 3 young boys into 3rd grade men, and many other boys along the way. As I look back through his example, the gentle teachings he gave, the pat on the back, and even the gentle bite of an arm, or nothing less than just a creamy popsicle on the front porch. These were the teachings that Dad gave, and the instructions he gave. I always love the memories that Dad gave to me, and the teachings and the people that he made us. And we'll always be so grateful for his greatness. We'll see something in Jesus Christ. Amen.
Brother and sisters, you have to bear with me. I got a little nosebleed sitting there. I don't know what's Dad's trying to tell me something, but I'd like to thank everyone for coming here and taking the time to spend some moments with our family, share some memories we had of Dad. And I want you to know that he loved every one of you. My dad was a very loving, compassionate person, and like Brad said, and it's hard to follow Tammy, Kay, and Brad, and reiterate a few things that Dad had taught me, and love is one of them, and loved everybody, and Dad loved everyone here amongst him, let alone people he didn't meet. I just want to read a little poem that started out, and a golden heart stopped beating, hard-working hands at rest. It broke our hearts to see you go, God only takes the best. They say that memories are golden, well maybe that is true, but we never wanted memories, we only wanted you. Your life was love and labor, your love for your family, true. You did your best for all of us, we will always remember you. We sat beside your bedside, our hearts beat, crushed and sore. We did our duty to the end, till we could do no more. In tears we watched you sinking, we watched you fade away, and though our hearts are breaking, we knew you couldn't stay. Our lips could not speak how we love you, our hearts cannot tell you what to say, but God only knows how we miss you. We will miss you every day. We love you, Dad. I want you to know that I have quite a few memories of Dad and him showing me, and one of them was when I was about 7, 8 years old. I loved to always ride with Dad or be with Dad. I loved farming with Dad. And I remember coming home from school, and right outside our house, he was on the old 50-20, and it was in the fall, and they had the old canvas cover over the motor, and a lot of us see the smiles, a lot of us remember those open cab tractors, and I remember just getting off the bus and seeing Dad out there, and he was chiseling, and I remember, I didn't make it go ride with him. And I remember getting to go on and change it, coming out, and he saw me, and he stopped at the end, and he opened up the little canvas door, pulled me in, and off we went. I remember he putting his arms around me and holding me as I sat on the seat or stood next to him, and then he used to let me run the levers to go up and down. And I remember those 2 days were the highlight, knowing that I come home from school and Dad would be out in the field and I'd be able to see him. Well, about the 3rd day, I remember coming home, I looked out, and the tractor was gone and nowhere Dad was around. And I remember looking out the window, and I was devastated. I thought, Dad forgot me. And I go downstairs, and I remember being so sad. And all of a sudden I hear the door come open. And I hear Dad, "Whoopee!" And he yelled my name, and I go running upstairs, and he says, "Do you think I could do the day without you?" He'd come from another field over by the Iverson place, come all the way down and pick me up and put me on the tractor with him. And here we go again. And I remember Dad never left me. Dad always took the time for me. And I want you to know that he was a great man. And there's so many stories that we were going through in my mind of the family and the emotions that we have with Uncle Bill and Uncle Bob and Grandpa and Dad working. And Dad had always told Uncle Bill, Uncle Bob, "You can kick his butt if he needs to." And there was nothing that we did do as a family that our dads didn't help each other out. And I want you to know that just a few years ago when I was running the ranch, when I had some tough times and lonely moments, I would go and see Dad at the church farm, and I'd walk the ditch bank with him, and he would share with me his testimony and what things I need to do right in my life, and just make me feel good about where I need to be and get back on the path and choose the right. And he would threaten me too. He would say, "You know what? you're gonna do it, and this is what I expect of you, Simon." So I thank him for that. But there was a time that me and him, I had the opportunity to take him to Montana with me to a cell up there. We used to go up to the buildings and show some cattle, and we were just outside. It was early in the morning. We left early in the morning, and we were just outside from St. Anthony to Ashton, and a car passed us really fast, and I was pulling the gooseneck, and Dad was, we were just talking, and a few minutes later we come upon the car, and the car flipped over and was laying off to the side, and we hurried and jumped out. We went running back, and Dad's first thing was, he said, "We need to give him blessings." And I remember he didn't even hesitate when he kneeled down and started giving these two young men, and the Dad was still in the car, and we give him blessings. And it's always defined me knowing that Dad was always ready with that priesthood power. And I remember walking up to the car, and other people that started stopping, but I remember walking up to the car, and two of the boys that crawled out, they were giving blessings, and the Dad was still in the car, and he said, "If either of you hold the priesthood, please give him blessings." And I thought, my Dad had already done that. So he was such an example that way of always willing to do and guide and help people. And the last little thought I have is, the last week or so, he wanted to go to the El Matador, and he was just really excited to go. That was Mom and his favorite place. And so we go down, and we were sitting in there, and there was a family that walked in, and there was this couple of kids, and one of them was grumping along, and you know, Dad can make friends with anybody, and the kids, when this came, he said, "Why are you such a grump?" And the little kid just looked at him, and he didn't know anything about him, and Dad said, "Put a smile on your face," and the little kid, he must have been, I don't know, 10 or 12, and he says, "I didn't get everything I want for Christmas." And Dad and he start talking, and the next thing we know, they're singing songs together, and talking together. That was Dad. I mean, he just had that ability, and I am so grateful that he was my father. That he went out and he had I had the opportunity, but he found me and made me his dad. I mean, he was my dad. I don't think there's anybody else in the whole world that I would have ever chose besides Dad being my dad. And I just want you to know that I want to thank the family. And I want you to know who you are, that would come over and see Dad, and the friends and the family, the people who would take time for Dad. That meant a lot. He had a lot of dear friends. And I want his brothers and sisters to know how much he loved you. And his in-laws, I want you to know that he loved every one of you. He talked about you. I would ask him, and he would talk to me and tell me about you all were doing. And I want you to know that he was grateful that you were his family. And you know what? And, I want my brothers and sisters to know how grateful I am for you, and how grateful we are that we was able to take care of Dad and Mom to the end. I know it was a little taxing once in a while, and I feel guilty for harassing him by getting up and doing deep knee bends. I don't know, because he used to always tell us to do that as boys to make us stronger. But you just got to man up a little. And I'm sorry, Dad, if I a harsh on you, but I want you guys to know that it meant a lot to Dad that we were all there. And I thank you for taking the opportunity and being there and to the end. I want to publicly thank my wife. Thank Shauna. Shauna, thank you for taking care of Dad and Mom. I know you did a lot for them, and I want you to know you were special to them. I know that Dad had always told me if we got divorced, you were in and out of town. But I just want you to know, Sean, thank you for taking care of my parents, and I will be forever grateful for you. I love you very much. And I want Kylie, Chase, and Cassie, you know how much the grandpa loved them. And I want again thank you, thank my dad, and let him know how much I love him. And I know he's with Mom. I know he's in a better place. And as we saw things slip away, I knew that Dad was happy. I could tell that the last little while that Mom was there, and in her own special way, Mom helped Dad through the veil and was there, and that meant everything. And I know that Craig sent me over to get the mail the other day, thank him, and I go in, and he just told me the day before how he was at the house and how he started bawling and had to leave, talking to Tammy. Well, I go in and get the mail and walk in, and I put the mail down, and I look in, and I see a letter that Dad always kept Mom's letters close to his heart, because it was kind of bugged me a little bit, because I thought it was depressing me, because you read the letters, but I remember picking up one of the letters, and I got about 3 sentences into it, and I started bawling, walked out and called Craig, said, "Why did you do that to me?" But the love Dad had for Mom, I don't think you could explain it. I don't think that just love and the compassion they love they have for one another, and like Tammy said, it makes me want to be a better person to love and help people more. And in closing, I just want to bury my testimony, let you know how grateful I am for the gospel, and I'm grateful for the plan of salvation. I've had some good talk with a lot of good friends, and I'm so grateful that I'm a member of the church, and I'm grateful that I've been able to see my Mom and Dad again, and thank them for taking care of me and helping me become who I am. And I'm just grateful for the gospel in my life and for the opportunity which I have, that I've had to be able for Dad to ride shotgun with me and to be able to call me, "Hey pal, how you doing?" Those talks when I'm going somewhere out of town, and I call Dad, and for him to say, "Bud, you know what you need to do in your life, and remember who you are." And I want you to know that. And I say it's in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Smoot, followed by President Gordon Kramer, after which I will have a closing remarks.
Wow, one man's family there. I think some of those grandkids didn't want their brothers and sisters going up there. I'm grateful to be here this day and to welcome all of you for coming and spending this time to honor our dad. As a family, I want to thank all of you. The neighborhood that Dad lived in was amazing, and the blessings that they gave to him and our family will be remembered forever. And we're so grateful for each and every one of you and those who have traveled to come to be here today. This is difficult for me. To me, Dad was bigger than life. Went down to my office 10 times to try and write this and just came out sobbing. And so bear with me today. But in thinking about Dad and his life, I think one thing that really kind of exemplifies his life is that Dad had an innate ability to affect people in many, many ways. When you're as strong as a personality as Dad, and we all know Dad was a lot of things. Politically correct wasn't one of them, but you never walked away from my dad wondering what he was thinking, and most of the time it was positive. People tell stories, and as we had a chance with Dad, it was an opportunity for our family as Dad was passing, that he was able to talk with people and say goodbye. And I would see grown men going there, and I won't throw you under the bus, but they would come out sobbing. And he had that effect on people. But a little bit today I want to talk about the effect that he had on me. And a little bit of I kind of had the same experience as Kyle did. A few years ago, and the people from Corinne will remember this, I was just little, I was 5 or 6, and we had a power outage, and in Corinne, when the power was out for 3 days. And for some reason, at that point in my life, Dad decided it was time to bring me along. And so, at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's always 4 o'clock, I don't know what it is, but getting up early in Corinne was always 4 o'clock. But he got me up, and for 3 days, we drove around Corinne, taking generators from one farm to another to try and get the cows milked. And in those 3 days, fell in love with my dad. He talked to me about everything, got my advice, and I had an opportunity to know that I was about to be raised by the greatest man that I've ever known. As you know, Dad loved people. He loved people around him. He was most happy when people, but most happy when kids were around. And he loved kids. You didn't know Dad if you didn't know that he loved kids. It wasn't hard to tell. And as the neighborhood knows, he was kind of known as the popsicle grandpa. One day I was sitting there talking to him. I used to, at work, I'd take it, usually it was on Friday, and I would go up and grab lunch, or we'd sit down, and I would talk to Dad. And that was our time, and it was for an hour or two, and he would just talk, and that's where I was taught, and he would give me advice. And this happened right up till the week before he passed away. But little story, he was sitting there, and all of a sudden a knock came on the door. And he was having a hard day that day, so I'd been getting up and getting some things for him. But the knock came on the door, And you could tell it was a little kid, and he knew by the knock which little kid it was. I can't remember what it was. It was a couple of kids. And he knew who it was, and he said, "That's who it is." And he got up and went over and greeted him, and like he did, he would tell them to go around to the garage. They knew the routine, and they went around to the garage, and he raised it up, and they'd come in, and they'd get their popsicle, and he would visit with them and give them a hug, and then they would go on their way. And he came down, and he sat down, and he sat across, I'd sit in his chair, and he sat down, and he looked at me, and he got that grin on his face, and he said, "You know, Craig, my goal in life is to give away you kids' inheritance one popsicle at a time." And boy, he made a run at it. So he did. But he loved the kids. And thank you for those in the neighborhood and the ward who shared your children with him. He just dearly, dearly loved them. Dad had a testimony of the gospel. It was unwavering. It never wavered. He taught us as kids that we were to be that person that the Lord could count on and that people could count on who never wavered. And he said there's people in this world that Heavenly Father sent down that he needs to never waver and to be solid. No matter what, no matter when, no matter how, you are solid. And you live up to your teachings, you live up to the things that you know, and you do them every day. And that was really, really important thing that I think he's passed down to us kids. He also was able to serve 2 missions with Mom, as we talked about. Well, one was out Mom wrote him every day, so she might as well have been there. And she literally wrote him every day. So, because I know that, because when I was on my mission, she wrote me almost every day. But she was able to serve the 2nd mission with Dad, and what a wonderful. The reason we picked the picture that was on the obituary is it was a picture from his mission, and he just looked happy. He just loved Hawaii. He loved the Hawaiian people. He just, everything about his mission he loved, and about Hawaii he loved. But Dad loved family. As you can see, family was not about genetics with my dad. Had nothing to do with genetics. Family was family. He has family, Hawaiian family, he has Indian family, he has Canadian family. Everybody was family to Dad, and genetics had nothing to do with it. It didn't determine his love or the importance of the people that he considered family. And we grew up with, I'm going to throw out a name that only the older people from Kren would know, but I talked to Jerry Silver. And there's a kid that was, had a single dad that worked for us and spent a chunk of time in our house and our cousins' houses and everything, and that we kind of as a family and as a farm raised Jerry Silver. And when I let him know Dad passed away, it's been 35, 40 years, and he just sobbed. And that's the effect that Dad had on everyone. He considered Dad his family. And so, get my glasses on here and start to get teary-eyed. But Dad was there for us as kids, through moves, through blessings, through advice. Dad was never short on advice. He loved to give advice. And posterity was a big thing. And we talked a lot about that and the example and what he expected once he was gone, that we all held the family together. And in closing, I want to talk to our family, which includes a lot of you, but us as a family. And this comes from Dad. And the importance of us continuing his legacy in the gospel, in the teachings that he's given us. But this has been talked about many times, but the greatest sermon that Dad gave us as children is that he loved our mother. He loved our mother. And to Dad, that was a sermon within itself. That was the example that he left to us. And when I feel sorry for myself, I think that he's actually with Mom. And if we can remember that as a family, and remember that example, and move forward in our lives, it will bless our lives. And I say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Brothers and sisters, it's good to be here with you today. He's a little taller than I am. I appreciate the opportunity to take just a few minutes today and share a few things about this remarkable man that's been a big part of each one of our lives. I especially appreciated the time to listen to the things that have been said from his family. It was obvious to us that love was always a big part of Rulon's life, but this just shares that with us. And thank you for letting us into that brief moment in your lives and sharing those thoughts with us. It was outstanding. Craig asked me the other day, last Friday night, as he called and mentioned that, or talked to me about Rulon's passing, he asked me if I would take just a few minutes and share some of my memories about Rulon and the experiences that we had together. As I stopped and thought about some of those things, that early on in my life, Rulon was always a part of our family, my life, because he was part of our family. And there was always the events and the different outings and so forth. But as I thought about it, Rulon was Uncle Rulon. He was Craig's dad. He was that guy that my sisters hid from me because he always wanted to grab him and hug him and kiss him. And that wasn't the thing that he always did. But Rulon was Rulon. It wasn't until later on in my life that I really come to know who Rulon really was and understand that. After I returned home from my mission, I don't know how he pulled it off, but he was a high councilman at that time, and somehow he arranged that I went with him every month to visits and to speak in wards on High Council Sunday. It wasn't bad the first time. I thought, well, this isn't too bad. And you know what? As I got to speak with Rulon, I come to know him really well. I come to understand that he had a testimony of the gospel. He wasn't just Craig's dad or Uncle Rulon, but he had a testimony of the gospel. But he loved his Heavenly Father. And I know how much the gospel meant in his life. As I listened to him teach people over the pulpit, and especially share his testimony, what a great learning experience it was for me. Didn't just stop with that. Rulon decided that since we were coming to town and we're going to speak in 2 wards, probably be a good idea if we didn't both drive in, but I rode in with him. That gave him about 40 minutes a day to talk to me. And Craig, I had those same interviews that you had during those times. Brothers and sisters, I want you to know that during that time, Rulon talked to me about goals. He talked to me about life. He talked to me about my future. He promised me, and I'll never forget, he promised me that if I would live the gospel principles and do the things my Heavenly Father wanted me to do, that my life would be happy and my family's life would be happy. And he made me that promise. And it was a great opportunity for me through those few months as we had to travel around the wards to be able to be with him and to fill his spirit to learn from his example. And I think those few months set in a pathway that affected us seeing him for the rest of our lives. Later on, the next opportunity I had to be with Rulon, I was called to serve as the bishop of the Cream Ward. And I was pretty young at the time, and I was scared to death. And I remember as I got home that night, I sat on the couch, And I thought, how in the world am I going to be able to pull this off? How am I going to be able to be successful in this? And immediately, the thought came into my mind, you can do it, but you've got to have Rulon's help. And brothers and sisters, from that time on, there was no doubt in my mind he was going to be my counselor, my first counselor, the guy that I would rely on and look to for guidance and direction in my life. A couple nights later, Rulon called me on the phone. He just came from his interview with the state president. And as I answered the phone, he started off and he said, Bishop, first off, I just want you to know that I know who the bishop is, and I will do everything in my power to help you, to strengthen you, and to support you in this calling. And brothers and sisters, I want you to know for the next, those are not just words that Rulon said. For the next 5.5 years, he was by my side, lifting me up and anointing me and helping me get through those times in that bishopric. Last Tuesday night, I had an opportunity, my wife and I had an opportunity to visit with Rulon in his home, and just prior to his passing. And we talked about many things, and he remembered a lot of things. And as we talked about the bishopric, he stopped and he looked at Tammy and me and Linda, and Sean was there yet or not, but anyway, he said, do you remember that phone call I made to you that night? And I said, yes, I do. And he recounted to his family and to me those very words that he said. And that was important to him because he knew that his Heavenly Father had made a call, and he knew what his responsibility was, and he was going to live for that. Those years that Rulon and I served in the bishopric, Rulon was lots more than a counselor to me. He was a mentor, he was a teacher, he was a friend. Rulon was always there to cover for me, to help me. When you're called to be the bishop, there's a fact out there that says that many you receive that calling, you set apart, you know every answer to every question that there is. But that didn't happen with me. And you know what? There was times in meetings when I was sitting there and I didn't know the answers. And I would look over at Rulon and he would smile and give me a little wink. And I knew that as soon as that meeting was over, that I would be taught the answers to those questions. And he would be giving me the guidance and direction I needed. He didn't do it up front. He didn't do it to make me look like I didn't know things. He always did it behind the scenes. And I appreciated him for that and the help that he gave me there. He was a great strength to me as a counselor, and I'll always be indebted to him for the things that he helped me through those times. And so some of the most spiritual experiences that I've had in my life happened in that bishopric office with Rulon and Steve. Many times we were on our knees in prayer, asking for answers for those in the ward and those that were struggling. Rulon was a tough guy, and he put on that big front up front. But Rulon had a heart of gold, and he loved people, and he didn't want to see people hurt. And many times he left that office shedding tears as he walked out of there because he knew that the people struggled. So he was very sensitive and very sensitive to the Spirit. Rulon was, as I mentioned, very close to the Spirit. On one occasion, I remember he had taken a young man out to do an interview, and he spent some time with the young man, and in that interview he realized and understood that there was a problem. He felt inside himself that this young man he was hurting and he needed help. And instead of him saying, okay, we'll set up an appointment up with the bishop, he sat outside my office for over an hour, waiting for me to get done with that young man on the couch. And then when that time came, he escorted him into my office, and then he even remained outside waiting for that young man to get down, and we were there for a long time. But I never did tell Rulon, but that action that he did that day was a life-saving action for that young man. There was some serious problems, and Rulon recognized that. He had that ability to do that, and a great ability to listen to the Spirit and respond to the Spirit. Now, I mentioned earlier that Rulon said in that phone call that he would support me 100% of the time. And he did support me 99.9% of the time. There were a couple things that I want to share with you. A couple years into our calling, Rulon and Steve and I were asked by the Relief Society presidency to participate in a ward party play up on the stage. They had asked us, he hesitated, and he balked a whole lot at that time. When we were asked to dress up and come out on stage and lip sync and dance as Elvis on the stage. And many of you may have seen that picture out on the thing. I didn't think he was going to do it. And he didn't do it because he was supporting me. He did it because Donna and my mother would not let him have that. And, but I want you to know that once he got into it, we got a video of it, so I'm going to show the family that he really got into it. So he had a good time. We really supported that. A couple years later, we had a great Relief Society presidency, but they tried to put us in lots of different situations. And a couple years after that, they asked us again to participate in a similar activity, and they wanted us to be belly whistlers. And Rulon says, not a chance. It ain't going to happen. I didn't sign up for this. And he said, I will support you, but it'll be down in the congregation. And so we had to go on without him on that one. And then one other time that I think Rulon, that he put his foot down is anytime Steve and I would try to take someone out of his primary organization. As Craig mentioned, the primary kids were the most important thing that he felt like was in the war. And he felt like that they should have the very best at all times. And every time that we went to take someone or to talk about someone in those organizations, Rulon would push open his coat pocket, reach in his coat pocket, and I think he had a copy of it in every one of his coat pockets. He'd pull it out, and he'd hold it up and smile. He'd put on these little glasses that were only halfway, and he'd pull them down so he could see over the top. And then he'd start to read. But he didn't have to read because he had it memorized. But it was a letter from the prophet stating that very fact, that the primary was the most important part of the church. And then he'd say, brethren, a little hard to argue with the prophet, isn't it? And I don't know how many times, Steve probably remembers more than I, but it was almost every week. And needless to say, he always got his way in those situations. Rulon did love children, and they were a very important part of his life. Not only his family, but all children. Those years as the bishopric were some of the best years of my life, and the knowledge of the gospel, my knowledge of the gospel and my testimony grew, and it was a result of Rulon by my side, and lifted me and strengthened me and helped me through those times. During those years, I learned a couple more things about Rulon. One of them was that he did two really important things in his life. One, that he had a great testimony and love for his Heavenly Father, the Savior Jesus Christ, and the gospel. And the other one was he loved his family. He loved you guys dearly. The only time that Rulon wasn't there to support us in the bishopric was when he had family activities, and that came first, and that was great. That's the way it should have been. Rulon had a strong testimony of the gospel. He understood his Heavenly Father's plan. He knew that he willingly chose to come to this earth life. He knew that he would face trials and challenges in his life, and he knew that sometime he would return back to his Heavenly Father's presence. Tuesday night, as Deanna and I had the opportunity to sit and talk with Rulon, I could see in his face that he knew that time was coming soon, and that he would be returning back to his Heavenly Father. He smiled a lot as he talked about the reunion that he would have with Donna. He missed her so much, and I think that was one of the things he looked forward to so much. He hated to leave home and the family, but he wanted to be with Rulon. Tammy told me, she said, when you get up there, you're going to have your answer because you got to get Connie and Mom back in shape again. And he goes, it never happened in this life. It's not going to happen in the next. And so, but he was excited to go. And there was, one thing I noticed is I never seen any fear. I never seen any nervousness in his face or in his eyes. He was prepared. He had that confidence that comes from knowing that he had done all he needed to do in his life, that he prepared himself, and he was ready to return back to his Heavenly Father. That comes because of the knowledge of the gospel of Jesus Christ and the great faith that he had in our Heavenly Father. I did, however, notice a couple of times not a couple of times, every time he had a chance, he would reach out and touch the hand of Shauna or Tammy or Linda. During that time, I was there for about an hour, and he did it several times. And so it was obvious that was going to be the hardest thing that he had to do, was let go of his family and leave them. Even though he wanted to return to God so bad, that was going to be hard. Even with Rulon's, in our knowledge and understanding of our Heavenly Father's plan, Rulon's passing brings with it sorrow. Speaking of this sorrow, Russell M. Nelson said this: mourning is one of the deepest expressions of love. We cannot fully appreciate joyful reunions without tearful separations. The only way to take sorrow out of death is to take love out of life. And Rulon loved and was loved by so many people, that's not possible. So there will be sorrow in your lives and in your family. But I have a poem here that's really close to my heart I'd like to share with you, because I think it's what Rulon would want you to hear as you feel that sorrow in your heart. It's called To Those I Love, and it says, if I should ever leave you whom I love, to go along the silent way, grieve not, nor speak of me with tears, but laugh and talk of me as if I was beside you there. I'd come if I could find a way. Or would not tears and grief be a barrier? And when you hear a song or see a bird or a flower that I love, please do not let the thought of me be sad. For I am loving you just as I always have. You were so good to me. We cannot see beyond this, I know. I loved you so. It was heaven there with you. Brothers and sisters and family members, Rulon will be missed greatly in all of our lives. His example memories will live on forever, though, and I encourage you to cherish those memories. You've heard a lot of them here today. Write them down. Keep them close to your heart and share them with your families as they grow and develop. And I promise you that if you do that he will never be forgotten. His legacy will live on. May we follow the example of this great man in our lives and always do those things that will help us to prepare and return back to our Heavenly Father with honor as he has done in his life, is my prayer. And I say it in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Our Savior, Jesus Christ, taught us in Matthew 5:16 that we should let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. And Brother Smoot is an example of that. In our last sacrament meeting, there wasn't pretty much every testimony that was born was of the goodness of Rulon Smoot. Some of the things that came out I took note of. One was that he was a country boy, and it didn't matter how cold or hot it was. When it's time to put on your boots and gloves and go to work, that's just what you do. Rulon loved a visit, even up until that last week when his health was declining. He didn't matter. It didn't matter. He loved to visit and made you feel so welcome to be there. As was mentioned, he was truly the grandpa of the ward. Papa Smoot, sometimes, as he was called. The popsicle grandpa, or one story was about how Rulon was gone one week and another brother of the same generation was in his seat, and all the kids, as they come into the chapel, thought they'd go get a warm smile from Brother Rulon, and it was this other brother, and they couldn't help but show their signs of disappointment when he was there. But this other brother is a great man too. And how Rulon missed his Donna. His priorities were straight. I love the songs that were picked for today. I believe in Christ. If the Savior stood beside me, have I done any good? What a testament of this man. A few years ago, after Don's passing, Rulon had offered to the primary presidency, at the time my wife was in the primary presidency, that if there was anytime they ever needed a substitute teacher, he would be ready to go. And on more than one occasion, she would go to Sunday school looking for him, and as soon as they'd make eye contact, he'd stand up and say, "Where do you need me?" And he was ready to go, and a minute man on the spot. I felt impressed to share a few words with you about that I feel like should be shared at a funeral. And these have come to me over some of my studies. These aren't originally my words. I've stolen them from the prophets. I could cite them to you after, but for the meantime, I'm just going to read them to you, if you don't mind. They're from many different prophets. If a man die, shall he live again? Since the creation of man, no fact of life has been so certain as death, with the close of mortality. When the last of life's breath is drawn, there is a finality comparable to no other finality. Life is sacred, and death is somber. Life is buoyant and hopeful. Death is solemn and dark. It awakens in its silence and certainty. But death is not final. Though it seems so, and its dark shroud overshadows mortal life, to those who accept Christ and his eternal mission, there is light and comfort. There is assurance. There is certainty. Now, if it had not been for the plan of redemption, which was laid from the foundation of the world, there could have been no resurrection of the dead. But there was a plan of redemption, which shall bring to pass the resurrection of the dead, of which has been spoken. What comfort the truth brings at times of sorrow. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? But thanks be to God, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. The resurrection is brought to pass by the atonement of Jesus Christ, and is pivotal to the great plan of salvation. We are spirit children of heavenly parents. When we come to this earth life, our spirit is united with our body. We experience all the joys and challenges associated with mortal life. When a person dies, their spirit is separated from their body. Resurrection makes it possible for a person's spirit and body to be united again. Only this time, that body will be immortal and perfect, not subject to pain, disease, or other problems. After resurrection, the spirit will never again be separated from the body, because the Savior's resurrection brought total victory over death. In order to obtain our eternal destiny, we need to have this immortal soul, the spirit and body united forever. With spirit and immortal body inseparably connected, we can receive the fullness of joy. That death, though bitter to observe, is not the end, but is rather only a graduation from which we go on to a better life. Is my testimony in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. President Ferry will share some remarks, and after President Ferry, we will then have a congregational hymn, number 223, Have I Done Any Good? After which, Linda Smoot will give us our benediction. Following this service, the interment will take place at the Brigham City Cemetery, where the dedicatory prayer will be given by Scott Greener. The casket bearers will be Kyler Smoot, Chase Smoot, Keaton Smoot, Justin Greener, Scott Greener, Trevor Greener, Chad Greener, and Matthias Greener. A special thanks to the Willows Ward Relief Society for their compassionate service.
My brothers and sisters, thank you for bearing with me as I would like to share a few thoughts. Feel prompted to do so. True measure of one's success can best be determined by what is left growing. I join with you today as part of that portion that is continuing to grow. The influence of Rulon Smoot upon my life as well as your life has been profound. In my mind's eye, in a typical sacrament meeting, I could see him as he would sit right there where Patriarch Welch is now sitting. You are in Rulon's place. And I reflect upon all of those wonderful things that Rulon Smoot had on me. His unconditional love, unwavering testimony, a loyal and true blue friend and mentor. I served on the High Council with him, and I was a wet behind the ears high councilman as I served. And I said, what did a high councilman do? And he told me with a twinkle in his eye, your responsibility is to keep the guns clean and the soda pop machine full of soda pop. It took a while to discover that there were no guns and there was no soda pop machine. I served with him on the Crane Crops and Cattle Welfare Farm as he managed that operation. It was my privilege also to work with him in the 70s Corps, 70s group, and that was a time when the 70s were not quite the impact that the 70s now are today. It was my privilege to follow his footsteps in the halls of Farm Bureau. He truly mentored me. And I will tell you that as I go to Farm Bureau meetings, whether it be the Utah Farm Bureau Federation or the American Farm Bureau Federation, in the halls of Farm Bureau there is a photo of Rulon Smoot. And he is joined by his son Rulon, held in highest esteem for their influence and the impact upon farming and agriculture in rural Utah. For truly the true measure of one's success is determined by what is left growing. I testify of the eternal nature of our Father in Heaven's plan. Eternal round, and all of those things that are wonderful. For he has joined with his father and mother, even at Mary, his beautiful sweetheart, his family, his in-laws, Connie, and all of those things that are afforded to all of us by temple covenants, as he had covenanted and he's been loyal to those covenants. I testify of those things and of his loving impact upon me. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
good man. Grateful for all those who were able to come and fill my spirit. Father, we're grateful to be for allowing him to be here today. That we could feel his spirit and we could be here to honor him in his great life. Please bless us moving forward this day, Father, that we will carry his legacy with us, that we will remember all he taught us, that we will live to make him proud, and that we will seek ways to serve others like he did. We're grateful for the gospel, Father, for the plan that it gives us to live again after this life. We're grateful for all that thou hast blessed us with, and for these things we pray. Thank you for in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.